The rise and ruin of the man who sold trust. He never called himself a genius. Others did that for him. He wasn't the suit and tie billionaire type. He wore oversized t-shirts, unwashed hoodies, and socks on slippery floors. He didn't fly in private jets. He slept on beanbags between meetings. He didn't look like a threat to global finance, but somehow, he became one. His idea was simple. A new kind of exchange. A digital platform for digital assets. Faster than any bank, smarter than any regulator. Built not on tradition, but on code, math, and trustless logic. And for a time, it worked brilliantly. His exchange exploded in popularity. Every second, billions flowed through the system. Leveraged crypto positions, futures, contracts, altcoins, and tokens. No one had heard of, all being traded with the promise of speed, fairness, and innovation. The branding was bright, disarming, young. People called him the future of finance. Journalists loved him. Investors worshipped him. Politicians quoted him. A new economy was being built, and he was its quiet architect. He lived on an island, not because of the view, but because it gave him freedom. Fewer regulations, lower taxes. He and his closest friends, developers, executives, media advisors, lived and worked from a shared luxury villa that looked more like a startup dorm than a financial empire. Laptops on kitchen counters, servers running in hallways, multi-million-dollar deals being made in flip-flops. It was absurd, it was brilliant, and no one stopped it. He didn't just trade coins, he invented them. A native digital token backed by nothing but belief, but accepted on his platform as collateral. Its value rose with the success of his company. He then used that value as leverage to fund investments, secure loans, buy rivals. It was a circle, but it kept spinning, and as long as people believed, it worked. He didn't see himself as a businessman. He saw himself as a moral mathematician. He championed a movement that said the goal of wealth was to do the most good for the most people. And yet, he quietly became one of the richest individuals alive. A paradox walking in sandals. But systems built on confidence don't need attackers. They collapse when someone simply asks the wrong question. It started with a leak, a spreadsheet, a balance sheet, a report, an analysis that suggested his empire might not be as solvent as it seemed. That too much of his net worth and the company's was tied to the value of their own token. That assets were inflated, that the books didn't balance. The market didn't wait for an answer. Panic doesn't pause. One message turned into 10 million withdrawals. A platform built to scale had never been tested for collapse. Billions were pulled in hours. The token price plummeted. The company's value imploded. He tweeted assurances, tried to calm the storm, but it was too late. The blockchain told a different story. In under 72 hours, the empire was on fire. Withdrawals frozen, assets locked, regulators alerted, partners disappeared. And then came the headlines. It turned out that user funds, which was supposed to be safe, had been diverted. Billions had been funneled into a private trading firm closely tied to the exchange. Money meant to be held in trust had been used for risky bets, venture deals, sponsorships, and beachfront real estate. It wasn't just mismanagement, it was structural, intentional, hidden in layers of friendly branding and techno-optimism. Investigators found messages, internal chats, that revealed how systems had been designed to bypass safeguards, how billions could move without approval, how he had full access and no one to stop him. He said it was a mistake, that he never meant to harm anyone, that he got in over his head, but the structure told a different story. This wasn't a system gone rogue. This was a system built to be untouchable until it wasn't. He was arrested, not in his home country, but on the same island that once gave him freedom. Extradited, tried, and slowly, the full picture came into view. He had controlled over 30 billion at his peak. He had partnered with politicians, celebrities, global institutions. His exchange had once promised to save crypto from itself, and now it became the symbol of everything wrong with the space. What took years to build unraveled in weeks. A fortune evaporated in less than 90 days. Customers were left with locked funds. Employees fled. The brand became radioactive. He didn't fail because of bad luck. He failed because he believed too much in himself, and not enough in limits. He believed that good intentions could justify bad architecture, that if he meant well, the rules didn't apply. But in finance, traditional or digital rules matter. Risk compounds, and trust, once lost, does not return. He thought he was building the future, but what he built was a time bomb made of optimism, leverage, and unchecked access. Now he sits, not in a villa, but in a cell, not celebrated, but studied, as a lesson, as a warning, as a symbol of just how fast belief can become betrayal. He didn't sell coins, he sold confidence, and when it was gone, so was everything else.